So you guys know that the last couple of years, I got involved with a guy named Tony Osso. This was really through, in all fairness, I got to give a credit, Dolores Catania. Years ago, when I was talking to Dolores, she said, hey, listen, my friend Tony and JL Blessings, they do a really nice thing during the holidays. They hand out backpacks to homeless people in New York City, in New Jersey, all over the tri-state area. And you should get involved. And I said, you know what? You're right, I should. So one year, I actually handed out the backpacks. I made my way on a cold, snowy day about 3 or 4 years ago from Penn Station to, I guess I went down to the Port Authority. And I handed out backpacks to all these homeless folks. Now, Tony Osso comes on every year to talk about it. But I actually did it once, and the intrinsic reward was huge. I'll be honest. I felt great that day. I really did. Because I spent a lot of my time maligning the homeless. Because to be completely honest, I can't stand them. I can't. But if you're going to be also honest, for some of these folks, it's not their fault. Some of them serve this country. Some of them just have some psychological issues. So it's not all their fault. There's still a blight. If I'm going to be honest, I know Tony's listening. They still are. And they're one of the reasons why we left, because they scare the living daylights out of my son every day. But they are people, and they deserve to celebrate the holidays like everybody else. And that's why Tony Osso, my friend, who's very handsome, is a hero. With that said, here he is, Mr. J.L. Blessings, Tony Osso. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Sid. Thank you so much again for having us and helping us spread the word. We are so grateful for you. And thank you for the comments.
No, listen, listen, the one thing about me, Tony, and the reason why this show is killing it. I mean, we are killing it. We destroy the competition is because I'm honest. You know, I mean, go on my Instagram this morning, and I'm beating the living daylights out of people who are, you know, pro-Palestinian. I don't mince words. So I always felt that way about the homeless until, I'm being honest, until that day when I was with you, and since then, the last 3 years, when I saw how appreciative and how happy these human beings were. I think you do tremendous work.
Absolutely. And yesterday, we were in the city yesterday. We handed out over 300 filled backpacks. And again, the response is unbelievable. These homeless people, they're just so grateful for what we're giving them, the smiles. And you could go on our social media page, and we post all these pictures, and you could just see the genuine smiles of receiving these backpacks with bare essentials that people have made for them, with these notes that they read, and just the joy that they get from someone talking to them and listening to their story. And yes, you're right. There are some mental issues, but most of them, it's just that they had some bad luck, and they just need to get, they need support. They need some help. And it's unfortunate that we find so many on the street, especially during the holidays.
Well, I want to stop you right there when you say you find so many on the street, Tony, because when Eric Adams took over as mayor, he ran as a law and order mayor. He was going to stop crime. I know some of the numbers do work in his favor, but to be honest, the city is still way, way too violent, way too violent. And the other thing he ran on was helping out the homeless. Now, he did a couple of years ago come up with a homeless plan, which his own party, people like Jumaane Williams, called ridiculous. They laughed about it. So nothing has really happened. Do you find now, year after year, there are more homeless than ever this year, or basically about the same?
I would say more than that. I would say the same. We always find a large group of people, like you said, from where we start. We start from Penn Station, go all the way up to the Port Authority, all the way up to 60th Street on the west side. And it's typically, we find it's a lot. I mean, we just are so grateful that we have so many people who make these backpacks so we can give an abundance amount out. But it shouldn't be that much. There shouldn't be that many homeless people on the street. And there's veterans, that there's people who are with the right mind. They just don't have the support. I actually met a guy who said he moved here from Florida 25 years ago, and he's been on the street for 25 years. Completely sound. We made a video of him. If you go to my website, if you go to our social media page, you'll see it. It shouldn't be that way.
Curtis Slee was going to join me next. And Curtis and I, Tony, have become very, very good friends. I know you live in New Jersey, but you know who Curtis is. Everyone knows who he is.
Yes.
So when the whole migrant crisis started and they were finding hotels, 4-star hotels, Tony Osso, and meals, I'm talking about hot food, taking care of these people who entered this country illegally as if they were veterans, and yet the homeless were still sleeping on benches. And Curtis did a video a couple of months ago of a young lady sleeping on a bench, 110th and Central Park, in the park, no shoes, no socks, covered in her own feces, blankets everywhere, and nobody seemed to give a rat's ass. So when you consider how this city has bent over backwards for migrants and illegals and continue to leave the people, Tony, that you fight for every day and every year on the streets, that's got to piss you off, no?
Yeah, we definitely are focusing more on the people who've been on the streets than versus the migrants. They're coming from somewhere where they've probably already been nutrition, have the right nutrition, and we're just focusing on people who have really been struggling for years and trying to help them get off the street. We're trying to create hope, change in life. That's our mission with our backpacks. That's our logo, our butterfly. We try to create hope, change in life so they can get off the streets, get a job, get into a home or somewhere where they can get a better life. And it's sad. It's sad what's going on with how many migrants are coming in, but we just got to support people when we can. That's what JL Blessings is about.
And yesterday you did New York City, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, but as we speak, you are loading the trucks in Newark, New Jersey. Isn't that right?
We are. I got my team here. We were here from 6:30 this morning. We're loading up another 450 backpacks to Newark, New Jersey, and tomorrow we go to Patterson. We go to Oasis. Like you said, our friend Dolores Catania set me up with Oasis for battered women and children, and then the fourth day to Rockland County, they come and pick up another 150 backpacks.
Wow. I didn't realize you did Rockland County, too, up by Pearl River, New City, Nanuet, that area, right? Spring Valley?
And more Spring Valley area, that whole area. There's a need everywhere, unfortunately. I mean, times are tough, but, we have a great community giving people. I mean, I love people, more people to join. That's why you have us on the show so we can get more people to come and help us. And we're grateful that you year after year support us. And I love the year that you came out.
That was great. It was great. You know what's funny about that year? We'll wrap this up here, Tony, was I get out there. I have no idea what to expect. And you're like, you put me to work like physical labor. I'm like, what are you, nuts? I'm Jewish.
I was like, what are you doing? To grab these.
I know. Carrying these heavy backpacks going onto the truck. And then, but what was such an unbelievable thing was, here we are, Christmas season, New York City, handing out backpacks to the homeless, and I'm feeling really good about myself. And what happens at the very end? It starts to snow.
The snow, yeah.
I actually went to Andrew's Coffee Shop right across the street from Macy's. I was watching the snow and just came out literally handing out backpacks. It was a magical morning, and I'll never forget that, and I love you forever. I love what you do every year, but that specific day was magical.
I agree. We have every year. It's really magical. Like I said, yesterday was the city is a special place for me, and every year we do it. It's just so heartwarming. There's really no words to describe it. If you come and experience it with us, it just changes you. And there was a few new people who joined us this year. They got off that bus and were like, "Wow, it was life changing." Wow. And it really helps out the people participating and the recipients receiving those blessings that we give.
JL Blessings, Tony Osso, just one of the finest human beings. That's the bottom line. One of the finest human beings you'll ever meet, and very, very handsome, by the way. Tony, Merry Christmas.
You as well, buddy.
Thank you. Good luck today, and Merry Christmas. And it's always a pleasure having you on. You do really, really tremendous work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy holidays.